Multi-upload day. I want to get back into more sports. I'm a huge fan of Pittsburgh Steelers. You see the Pittsburgh Steelers content around the channel, the shorts, the Road to 7 franchise. Also a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, who right now is the 4th seed. We just most recently played the Nets, which we beat them 115 to 109. Behind Donovan Mitchell's 31. I'm so glad he's on the team. I have a Donovan Mitchell Jazz jersey. I need to get a Cavs jersey. But we're not here to talk about the Cavs. I love the Cavs right now. They are 46 and 28. I have a bet with a guy at work who's a Heat fan. I told him before the season started that the Cavs would be better than the Heat. And I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong at all. Because right now, we are the 4th seed and the Heat are the 7th seed. So, unless we just miraculously fall out because of some crazy injury, knock on wood for my people who have superstitions, we'll continue to be the 4th seed and going into the playoffs. Next, we have a pretty easy schedule going forward. We have the Nets again today at 7. Then we play the Rockets, the Hawks. The Knicks are going to be a good matchup. The Pacers, the Magic are always trying to ruin someone's day. And then we play the Magic again, and then we end with the Hornets. So with those predictions, I think we can end with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We might go on a nice little streak if all things fall in line, because all those teams are teams that we should be beating. But you know that the Rockets have been putting up a fight with that young squad. Mikal Bridges can easily give you a 30 or 40 piece. Trae Young can go off. Julius Randle could have a 40-piece night. Tyrese can go crazy. The Magic's young squad can put up 10 for 7 players. And then the Hornets, I'm not really worried about the Hornets. LaMelo's good, but the rest of that squad's kind of, yeah. But we're here to talk about some other teams. I want to start watching more baseball. I'm a Chicago Cubs fan by nature because my great-grandparents, like they were Pittsburgh Steelers fans, are Chicago Cubs fans. You don't see any Chicago Cubs stuff. You see all Pittsburgh Steelers stuff. But Cubs, man. Spring training's been going on. We beat the Athletics. We beat the Royals. We beat the Padres. We lost to the Giants. We lost to the Dodgers. We tied with the White Sox. We lost to the Diamondbacks. Lost to the Rockies, the Brewers. We beat the Dodgers. We lost to the White Sox. We beat the Reds. We beat the Rangers. We beat the Mariners. We beat the Rockies. We beat the Angels, the Padres, the Athletics, and the Mariners again. The first game of the regular season is against, checking my notes, the Brewers. Thursday, March 3rd at 2:20 p.m., which I will probably listen to on the way to work or catch the game after work or whatever the case may be. But I want to watch the Cubs more this year. I watched the Cubs a lot about 2 years ago. Last year I didn't really watch much baseball, but I want to get back into watching more baseball for content because I want to have more fans around the league, around each sport, bring in more people for more subscribers and more stuff to have a bigger community for the Gambino Mafia. But looking at the players, we got Dansby Swanson, Seiya Suzuki, Cody Bellinger, Trey Mancini, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, Eric Hosmer, Christopher Morel, Marcus Stroman, Ian Happ, Tucker Barnhart, Nico Hoerner, Hayden Wesneski, Nick Madrigal, Javier Assad, Drew Smiley, Jameson Dalian, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name either. I know a couple years ago we had, Cubs roster for 2019. There was a lot of guys on that roster that I was huge fans of that we ended up trading. Was it 2019 or was it 2020? Chris Bryant, Javier Baez was like my guy. And then you had Wilson Contreras. I was a huge fan of him. Ian Happ. There's a lot of guys on that team that I was a huge fan of, and then they sold at the trade, and I was like, what the heck? But I want to watch more Cubs games this year. Not sure which teams are near me. I know they probably play the Orioles, which is in Baltimore, and I live in Virginia, so I could probably catch a game there. Not sure about. There's not any North Carolina teams, but I want to watch more Cubs games. But yeah, the Cubs, man, I enjoy watching the Cubs, and I really like that team from a couple years ago that had all those guys that ended up that aren't there anymore. Another team I want to talk about, Pittsburgh Penguins. Wow, Pittsburgh, man. My mom was born in Pennsylvania, and my granddad was a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan. That's how I became a Pittsburgh fan by nature. You look around, I got Pittsburgh Steelers stuff all around. Pittsburgh Steelers controller, flag, jacket. There's a hat right here. thing on the shelf, TJ Watt bobblehead, helmet, water bottle. So yeah, Pittsburgh is what I do. But the Penguins, kind of late in the season, they're in the Metropolitan Division. They are 35 for 26. They just won last night against the. Who did they play last night? 32-26. Excuse me, it's unprofessional. And they just played the Avalanche, and they won 5-2 behind. 2 points from Jeff Carter. 2 points from Jake Guentzel. Probably mispronounced that. 2 points from Rust, whose first name is Brian. If you hear my wife talking to my son in the background, sorry about that. 1 point for Sidney Crosby, who also brought in no assist. 1 point from Dumoulin Joseph. No, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, goals. Yeah, Crosby, Rust, Guentzel, and Carter. And then we had hell of assist. Not huge in the hockey, but I want to get into hockey. Something I don't really talk about. Might try to buy NHL 23. Maybe play that, try that out. Want to get MLB The Show 23 and definitely try that around the channel. But I want to start talking about more teams. The Penguins, the Cubs, because you hear me talk about the Steelers. I want to start talking about the Cavs more. I'm starting making predictions about the Cavs games going forward, so keep your eye out for that content. And then we come back around to them boys. Pittsburgh Steelers. Computer malfunction, but as I go ahead and Google the Pittsburgh Steelers, get some bad news. Pittsburgh Steelers are set to lose Terrell Edmunds in free agency. Dang. Hate to see that. I like Edmunds a lot. I like him and his brother, both Virginia Tech boys. Dang. Terrell Edmunds tweets he's leaving the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, what do you think of that? Dang. That's very crappy. I'm ready to see the schedule get released so I can go ahead and make my predictions on the schedule. I know we've already been told who we're going to be playing. If I could find that, I would talk about it, but I don't want to spend too much time on my phone. But dang, that kind of put a damper on my mood because I really like Edmonds. I know we brought back DeMonte KZ, which could probably fill his slot now that he's leaving. Very questionable where he decides to go. Hopefully not the Bengals like Mike Hilton did, because that would really piss me off. Or the Ravens or the Browns, anybody in the AFC North. Just go to the NFC, go play with the Bears or somebody, the Lions. They've been building a quiet defensive great squad. Man, that just really messed up my mojo. But that's the video, guys. I just want to come and talk about a couple teams: the Penguins, the Cubs, the Steelers. Cleveland going into the playoffs. If you're liking the content, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Sitting at 107 subscribers. Gosh. It's one of those numbers up. Road to 250, bro. We cooking. Trying to build up our community, Gambino Mafia. I've been your neighborhood crabman, Gambino. Peace.